Hello. Good afternoon. It's been a while. Quite a while. 6 months to be precise. Since the last video. And things have changed. Some for the good, some for the bad. But things have changed dramatically. Especially sort of work wise during the pandemic. The global pandemic that's currently happening at the minute, being coronavirus. It's been an enjoyable 6 months to a certain extent, but it's been quite a hard 6 months, similar to what most people are obviously feeling at the minute as well. So let's go right back to the beginning. When coronavirus first started, people were scared to go outside, didn't really want to be travelling to and from work, and we were allowed to work from home. Still working for Taylor Wimpey at this point, and we were allowed to work from home. The government brought in the furlough scheme, and I was one of the members of staff to be furloughed, which was nice. We got looked after. We really got looked after. We got the 80% from the government. We got topped up direct from Taylor Wimpey to make it 100% of our wage, and then we also gained 70% of the last 12 months commission as well, on top of that, which was quite nice for some employees. The employees like myself that had not been there a full 12 months and wasn't earning commission for the full 12 months, we didn't really see. I mean, we saw a benefit, but it wasn't as massive as some of the other guys. Some of the other guys were getting best part of 1800, $2,000-ish. So yeah, that's where that was. Whilst I was away from the business, away from my site, quite a few things happened. A couple of customers turned due to what had happened. There was quite a bit of friction on the site, on the development, due to sort of issues that had happened prior to me taking over, which, when I was unfurloughed, obviously then got brought to my attention, and I felt like the management team weren't helpful when it comes to certain stuff like that, and I was getting thrown under the bus by the lady that took over. And everything was kind of getting blamed on myself, and I wasn't there to defend myself, and my line manager and the regional director kind of didn't really want to hear about any of that side of it. So after a kind of lengthy informal chat with them, I decided that it was just no longer the place for me. I didn't want to be that untrusted member of staff. Now I've been branch manager of large estate agents within the LSL group, and I've also been branch manager and valuations manager of some small estate agents in and around Manchester City Centre. So I kind of know what I'm doing when it comes to customer service, and I kind of know how to treat customers, and their lack of understanding of that and how I would treat my customers was just unbelievable, and their lack of trust in terms of what customers were saying and what they thought I'd said. Just wasn't a place I really wanted to work. Good company to work for. Benefits are okay. Hours are slightly unsocial, but yeah, they're all right. They're all right. So I handed my notice in there, and then was on the lookout for something during what was left of the pandemic. So decided to set up what is now Perfect Pieces Manchester. Look us up on Facebook and Instagram. You'll find us on there as well. Making gym bars, tiki bars, stuff that people really wanted to use during the pandemic. It went really well, to be honest, and it's continuing to be quite a nice little, or a small kind of keep me busy kind of thing, which is what I need. I've worked every day of my life since leaving school, and I'm not one to just kind of sit around. So yeah, that's kind of Perfect Pieces. We've been doing quite a lot. Like I say, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. It's Perfect Pieces Manchester. You'll find us straight away. Check out some of the stuff on there. We're also on Est as well. If you did want to place any orders or anything like that, we do quite a lot. But I kind of turned my hand back to building. That was what I did when I left school. That was what I enjoyed, and at the time, and still now, I do still enjoy that side of it, being outside, building, tools, you know, all that kind of manly stuff and womanly stuff. You know, obviously there's women that have turned their hand to the trade as well. So it's been quite good in that aspect. Some nice jobs have come through, some bars, some decking. A couple of jobs lined up as well, and then there's this one that I'm in now. It's not really a job, it's kind of just some temporary work and shift cover for a security firm, and it's easy work, to be honest with you. Got myself a van which I'm currently sat in. Turn up to street, and then we kind of just look after the building site while there's no one on it. There has to be 24/7 security here, so I cover the days, start at 5 o'clock in the morning, finish at 5 o'clock at night. Really good. It's enjoyable, get my own space, sit with myself and kind of think about what's next and where do we go next and what do we do. And I don't know, currently stuck as to what to do. I've been in the property industry now for quite some time, come up to 10 years in all honesty, and I've worked for some of the biggest companies in the UK. I've also worked for some of the smaller companies in the UK as well, and I enjoyed them. I enjoyed pretty much every single role. Was kind of business development and moving forward and driving new business, or branch managing and looking after a team and supporting the team and pushing them forward, and I enjoyed that side of it. But what I don't enjoy is line managers or regional directors that don't understand or have no concept of the hours that you actually put in and the work that goes into kind of running a branch or dealing with a team. Most regional directors I've worked with have probably never started from the bottom. Graduates, postgraduates that come direct from university and wouldn't have the foggiest of or know the foggiest of how to run a branch, let alone be a reasonable regional director. So it's do I want to take that step back into that industry? I don't think so. The work that Perfect Pieces has been bringing in has been quite nice. I kind of work to my own tune, dance to my own drum, and it's nice. You know, I can start work at whatever time I want, whether that be 7:30 in the morning or whether that be 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's of my own accord and how I kind of want to do things. So I don't know if to continue that and how to move that forward. I'm still wearing the old Taylor Wimpey jacket. It comes in handy, it's quite warm. So I don't really know what to do with that side of it and how to move that forward, how to grow. Well, I know how to grow that business, but I just don't know if I want to move forward with it. I'm kind of thinking, is it too late? Is it too late for myself to be doing stuff like this? I'm not old. I'm back to us 32 3 days ago, so I'm not old. I'm still alive and kicking, but I just don't know if I've missed that boat. I don't know if I should have done this 10 years ago and I've been kind of sat back reaping the rewards of that hard graft and that labour intense, gaining business and word of mouth and so forth, and it's getting there. you know, people are recommending me, or us as a company, and my dad's doing a little bit when it comes to sort of making one-off pieces for us. So it's nice. The name's getting out there, and people are starting to understand what it is we actually do. But again, it's still hard with that work-life balance, because Sarah's still not driving, so I'm having to do all of the drop-offs and pickups, which is difficult. That's going to change, hopefully. We're going to get Sarah on a crash course, get her past, get her in the car, and she can kind of do that side of it. But yeah, I don't know what to do, how to move forward, or what to do next. It's been a tough couple of months. It really has. It really has. But you know, we're pulling through. We're coming through the other side. Hopefully, there's no second wave. We're still in some kind of lockdown. Obviously, over here in Manchester, can't meet in groups of more than 6 and so forth. But it's been a real rough ride. But it's been an enjoyable one, because we've got to spend time with the kids and the family. And me and Sarah have never spent as much time together as we have during lockdown. So it's been nice. It's been really nice. There's been a couple of off days, but nothing major. You know, and if you can get through a lockdown and 24/7 with each other, I think you're onto something. Excuse me. Kids are all well. They're always growing up, which I'm sure you'll see soon. I'm back on the YouTube thing now. We've got some time and something to actually talk about, because it was pretty boring through lockdown, and you know, there wasn't really much going on. And I know some people have done kind of lockdown videos and so forth, but I just wanted to enjoy that time with them. We'll never get this time again. That's the thing. You know, we're living through a piece of history, and that's a good thing. You know, this is something that we'll be telling grandkids about. We were locked down for 3 full months. We couldn't go out apart unless it was essential travel. So, I mean, we've got to be thankful for certain things, and I'm a glass half full kind of guy. I always have been. What we did manage to do last weekend was I took the boys camping for the first time, and we did some fishing for the first time, as well as just the 3 of us, me, Harvey and Max, which was really nice. It was nice to get away. In all honesty, it was nice to get out of Manchester. We went up to Llandegla, fishery and camping. It was unbelievable. The views are something else, and the lakes were packed full of fish. So the boys caught well. Harvey's first cast, whilst I was continuing to set most of the gear up. First bite was probably a 4 or 5 pound carp. So it was really good for him. And for Max, who again was just getting fish after fish after fish. It's now just teaching them the sort of finer details on how to handle fish, and how to deal with the bigger fish, how to land fish with a landing net and so forth. So that'll come in time. It was an awful night, in all honesty. The tent wasn't really up to much, but we threw the airbeds in the back of the van, and we jumped in the van. I slept in the front, and the 2 boys slept in the back on their airbeds, which again was an adventure, and it's something that they'll talk about, something they've already told friends about. So it's all about making memories with them, and I think that's the biggest thing nowadays. And I think it's the one thing we've all learned about lockdown is potentially making memories, and making sure that it's not the material things that people want. It's the life experience, and that's what I want for my boys anyway. I want them to be able to tell their kids, just like I tell them now, about stuff I did when I was younger, and what I got up to when I was younger, and my camping days and my holidays and so forth. And that's what anybody wants. You know, camping was, to be fair, was fairly cheap. There was a fair few lockdown swap sites that were set up through lockdown for people to be kind of having clear outs and getting rid of stuff completely free of charge. So most of the camping gear that I do have came from these sites. The tent was one of them. A lady was getting rid. She just had no room for it, and when I got there I kind of understood why, because the tent was stored in 3, if not 4 black bin bags. Hadn't been put away properly. Didn't think anybody knew how to put it away properly. So I gained a nice 4-man tent, which would have been nice for the summer. It just wasn't strong enough for the wind that we had in Wales at the time. So I'm on the lookout for a new one. If anyone's got any ideas, there is 5 of us, or potentially 5 of us, that are going to be using it. So any ideas on a new tent would be great. Any recommendations that people have got would be great. Has to be big enough for the 5 of us. Has to have quite a bit of space on the inside as well for the little one to run around, especially if it's going to rain. Potentially awnings or extensions and stuff like that as well would be nice. So yeah, that's kind of what we've been up to. We haven't really been up to nothing else. Like I say, Perfect Pieces has been going quite well. I kind of built that from nothing. I built one bar for myself, posted a picture online, and Sarah's sister then wanted one, so made another for her. She posted it online and somebody else wanted one, so made another for her, and then kind of sat there and thought this could go quite well. Did a little bit of research into what people wanted, looking around on eBay, Amazon, Est, Pinterest was a good one as to kind of what people want and what can be made from old reclaimed wood. And the gin shelves and the gin bars were the main thing that people wanted, and these things can sell for in excess of £60 on Est, and a similar sort of price on eBay. So I just jumped on it a little bit, and I made my first few, and kind of handwritten, and you'll see if you jump onto Facebook or Instagram, hand wrote, stenciled the word gin bar across them. And I genuinely didn't think they was up to much, but they sold pretty much instantly. Offered free delivery and free installation on the first few, and it's kind of just grew from there. We now do a fair few orders a month of them, from both eBay and Est, and Facebook Marketplace as well. So it's kind of just grew from there. And the good thing is it's come from nothing, which is kind of the most fulfilling thing. It's come from nothing to now me being able to go out and buy a van, which I'm currently sat in, which has enabled me to do some more security work, which will enable me to then go back and continue the woodwork. And it's good. It's really, really good. Things are not back to normal by any stretch when it comes to Sarah being at work or the house having that routine, but it's working slightly. Also, as you can see, I've packed on a few pounds over the old lockdown. Gyms are now back open, but I'm still sceptical about going. You have to book a session online. You can only be there for an hour, and it's a bit difficult. Don't want to work out in the garden. I don't really want to work out when I get home. Like I say, these are long shifts, 5 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. It's coming up to sort of 3:15 now. So just praying that somebody comes to relieve me, and I can head home on Friday night. But you're right, it's Friday, the sun's shining, as you can see through the back of the van, and we've got a lot to be grateful for. There's not many people I know that have contracted coronavirus. There's only one person that I'm aware of in my kind of family network, or close-knit network, that has unfortunately lost a life to coronavirus. So we've been quite lucky, we are quite lucky in that aspect. We are all fit and healthy, and we are working through the whole thing. Just coming back to the financial side, yes, I did leave quite a nice cushy job when it comes to finances and so forth, and I have kind of left myself in a little bit of a hole. But you've got to do what's right for you, and that job just wasn't. I would have never have felt comfortable going back to that job. It just wasn't what I was expecting from a management team, and I don't think anybody would have expected that from a management team. It kind of felt like we'd all been on furloughed, and the hierarchy above us have decided that there was too many staff members available, and there wasn't enough sites for these people to film. My site had pretty much finished, I'd just sold out, and I was kind of surplus to requirements, so it was kind of felt like I was pushed out. But you know, these things happen for a reason, and it's allowed me to get on with Perfect Pieces, and hopefully I can look to do a training course in plastering or some form of plumbing, and kind of take my skills to the next level. I've already qualified as a bricklayer. Dad's been a joiner all his life, so that kind of comes easy to me as well. So yeah, kind of just wondering what to do next, and where to go with it all. I'm just checking out my double chin in this bleeding camera, which is giving me more motivation to kind of get back to the gym. Need a haircut as well, but it's difficult because these hours are quite long, and when I finish at 5, and by the time I get home everywhere is pretty much shut. So yeah, this is me. This is kind of what we've been up to. It's not exciting, I suppose, but it's an update for you all. And I know there's not many people subscribed currently, but hopefully that's potentially going to change, and we can show you a little bit about what we're doing at Perfect Pieces and what we're building and so forth, and we'll kind of go from there. Yeah, like I say, things are good with the kids. They're back at school, which is nice. We've got to apply for Rory's school quite soon as well. So it's all good. Things are moving forward nicely. Bailiff wise, I've not heard much from them. Continuing to pay them, which is probably why I've not heard anything from them. Keep getting a letter from Jacobs for my parking ticket from Manchester City Council when I parked at Heaton Park. When I obviously parked at Heaton Park, it's something that's been ongoing with Manchester City Council for quite some time. So letters will just keep coming for that, and you know, the moment they send it back to Manchester City Council, I'll just pay the 75 quid that they want, and that'll be the end of it. So it's been fairly quiet on that front, but you can expect it with coronavirus and what's happening. Just been obviously. Sorry, I've just noticed how unsymmetrical my head is. One side's quite fat and the other side's quite normal. That'll soon disappear once we get back to the gym eventually. But yeah, it's all good. Things are going great, and we're all fit and happy and healthy. So we can't grumble on that front. So yeah, let's see how well everybody else is doing. Let me know how you're all doing, what you've been up to, and what you haven't been up to, what you've missed about normal life, what you've enjoyed about obviously being locked down, and obviously that side of things as well. And obviously if anyone's got any recommendations on a tent, then stick it in the comments for us, and hopefully we can get a new one sorted. It needs to be a big one for us all. And likewise with crash courses, if anybody's got any experience with crash courses and what's the best way to go about that, any recommendations on companies for crash courses, that'd also be great as well, because I need to get one sorted for Sarah as soon as. The quicker she's driving, the easier my life will be. I won't have to drop everybody off then. In the same breath, I won't have to worry about how everybody else is getting home and so forth, and what she's up to. She can kind of just go and do her own thing, which would be nice for her, I think, as well. So yeah, keep an eye out for some other videos, and I'll check in with you all soon. Might even show you what it's like at 5 o'clock in the morning in and around Stockport as well, which is where I'm working currently. So yeah, peace out, catch you soon.